Hi, I'm Matt Covey from Suburban Canine, and today I'm here to talk to you about how to pick the right puppy for you and your family. Picking a puppy is a super fun experience, but there are also a lot of pitfalls that I would like to help you avoid. Many people choose the wrong puppy for their family, and this creates a lot of stress and frustration, and I don't want you to have to go through that. So here are my 5 recommendations when it comes to picking a puppy. First, really important, evaluate what you want out of a dog and answer a series of questions just to figure out what breed is best for you. 2, evaluate breeders and rescues and determine, what's the right place to get your dog, breeder or rescue, and then find the right one for you. 3, you need to figure out what sex of dog is right for you, male or female. 4, you have to meet the dogs and follow our tips to pick out the right puppy. And 5th, super easy, just get one dog. I know that sounds silly, more on this later, but trust me, it's a really big deal. Okay, so let's dive in. As I mentioned a minute ago, the first step for picking a puppy is just to evaluate what you want out of a dog. Do you want a protective dog that's gonna help guard your family? Are you looking for a hiking buddy? Do you want a couch potato? Picking a dog breed is generally based upon these types of questions as opposed to just looks. For example, if you wanted a protective dog, to fit your active lifestyle, I might say, hey, a German Shepherd could be a really good fit. But if you said, I want a protective dog that's really low-key and a little bit lazy, then maybe you look at a Mastiff. If you were looking for a really active dog that's easy to train and not super protective, then we might talk about a Golden Retriever, a Lab, or any of those doodle mixes that are out there. Your level of previous experience also comes into play. Certain dogs aren't great for a first-time dog owner. If it's your first go-around, you probably don't want to get a Belgian Malinois, a Border Collie, a Chow Chow, and a Akita. Those breeds are all fine, but they're just a little bit harder to raise and they can be a little bit more of a challenge. So, all the questions I just went through and those points are really important, but they're not the only questions you should be asking yourself. When we do a breed consultation with a client, we go through a really long list of questions. I'm not going to bore you with all of them today because there's probably 50 or 60 of them, but I'll just give you a few, kind of the important ones. So we ask, have you ever owned a dog as an adult? If so, what breed was it? What size dog are you looking for? Where do you live, home or apartment? Do you have any children in the house? Any children under the age of 10? Do you have other animals in the house? Are you looking for an independent dog or one that craves affection? Is shedding a concern for you? How about brushing your dog? Is that something you want to do on a daily basis? Do you mind taking them to the groomer? Does your budget allow that? Or do you want to groom the dog yourself? Drooling, overall cleanliness, there's a lot to think about. Exercise, are you highly active or do you want a dog who's a little bit lazy? Even things like how many hours a day are you home or is someone else in the home? Of course, protectiveness is big. Do you want a guard dog or not want a guard dog? So I know that's a lot of questions. We really dive in. That's just a part of what we ask. And our goal is to learn as much relevant info as we can, just so that we can help you find the right breed. This is a really important part of the process, and we spend a lot of time at this stage just figuring out, which breed is right for you. Now, that can seem overwhelming. It's something you could do on your own, but if you decide you need more help, we would absolutely love to help you. If so, take a look at our virtual breed selection process. What that is, it's a program we've created. It has a few main components. First, you answer our series of questions. We then place your answers into a database we've created, and what it does is it just gives you a score for each question, and they're all multiple choice. And then you get a numeric score at the end, and we put that into our custom breed database. And then it's gonna automatically spit out, the top 10 breeds for you. And then the final step of when we do that is we have one of our breed experts just run through the results with you to talk about, what it said, what breeds would be good, and why we don't recommend certain breeds for you. So really cool program. If you're interested, definitely take a look. We'd love to help you out. Okay, now after evaluating your lifestyle and figuring out what breed is ideal, now it's time for step 2. You have to figure out, where do you get the dog? Should you purchase a dog? Should you adopt a dog? Now, both rescues and breeders are great. There's not really a right choice for everybody. Now, a few points I want to mention. 1, avoid puppy mills at all costs. These places don't care about dogs. They don't treat them well, and it's important not to, of course, to reward them by purchasing a dog from them. Although any dog can get sick or have health issues in life, puppy mill dogs are way more likely to come to you sick or have genetic issues due to substandard breeding. If you decide to purchase a purebred, I'd be hesitant to get from a pet store without doing a ton of research, because a lot of pet stores do get their dogs from puppy mills, and obviously you do want to avoid that. If you decide to get a dog from a breeder, there's a lot to look into. You need to evaluate them carefully. Good breeders will allow you to tour their breeding facility, and they're also going to allow you to meet the parents of the litter just so you can evaluate their temperaments. Just because the parents are, friendly or happy or whatever, some behavior that you like, it doesn't mean the entire litter is going to be that way, but it's definitely a good sign, of course. Most breeders are going to be really open regarding their breeding history, so ask questions. And if you suspect poor breeding practices, I would ask a ton of questions. Look into OFA certifications and other health information on the parents. Having some knowledge of their hips, eyes, knees, it's certainly going to give you insights on the likelihood of the puppies being healthy. There's also a lot of health conditions that are common to certain breeds. So once you've chosen a breed, do your research and figure out what questions to ask for that particular breed. An example here would be boxers. They're prone to certain heart issues, and they can be really, really serious. Reputable breeders do genetic testing, and they don't breed dogs that test positive for certain gene mutations, and they could walk you through everything they do and kind of explain to you how they prevent those issues from arising. Now, it's also worth noting that breeders also have different goals and different traits they try to breed into their dogs. This happens a lot, let's say, in German Shepherds. Some, want to breed these working line dogs they're just super tough, really drivey. They just want to work all the time. These dogs should go to a household or a situation where someone's actually going to, truly work them. I think police dogs, military dogs, search and rescue, any working dog. I think you get the point. But there's also great breeders that just want to create family dogs that have a much smaller drive and just a generally softer temperament. So ask any potential breeders what traits they're trying to breed into their dogs and just make sure you have compatible interests. That is a pretty important part. Now, if you decide to get a dog from a shelter or rescue, I'd still do a little research. Try to learn about the group and see if others have had a good experience with them. Definitely tour the shelter if they have one. If it's foster-based, I'd get to know the foster and just see the conditions the puppies have been kept in. A reputable shelter or rescue, they're going to chat with you and they're going to talk to you about the breed or breed mix that you're interested in, and they're going to give you some really good input as well. So definitely rely on them and get some advice from them. Okay. So after you've picked a breed and you've also chosen either a specific breeder or a shelter, it's time to go on to step 3. You have to decide what sex of dog is right for you. If you already have a dog, I would definitely get a puppy of the opposite sex. Male dogs are way more likely to fight with other males, and female dogs are way more likely to fight with other females. Same-sex dogs can get along, and they often do, but in this situation, why not play the odds and just make things easier on yourself? If you don't have another dog, then the sex doesn't matter all that much. Some people think female dogs are a little less strong-willed than male dogs, but in many breeds, this difference is not all that pronounced, and it comes down much more to picking the right puppy out of the litter than deciding between male and female when it comes to the temperament of the dog. So once you've chosen sex of the dog, now let's move on and talk about the hardest and the most fun part, meeting the puppies, right? When you meet the litter, don't fall into the trap that, tons of people do. Clients often tell me, I didn't choose the dog chose me. And what that often means is they chose the dog that ran up to them right away. And now this could work out well and you might get the best puppy for you, but it often means you just got the most assertive, excitable dog in the litter. Now, if you want an assertive, excitable dog, that's great, right? But if you want a lazy, calm dog, you need to evaluate a lot more carefully and maybe don't pick the first one that runs up to you. Now, keep in mind, each breed of dog is different, but there's also just huge differences in temperament, within the litter. 2 littermates, they really can vary more than you can imagine. Some Rottweilers are really stubborn and challenging and may kind of fight you every step of the way, and others could be the most submissive dog in the world. So regardless of what the breed standard says, each dog has its own personality. They are living, breathing creatures, and they might be nothing like what you read about online. So my best piece of advice here is just use the expertise of the breeder or the rescue or a trainer. The breeder and the rescue, they know the puppies better than anyone, and they can, help you choose a puppy that fits with your personality and your lifestyle. Now, you could also go a step further and have an experienced trainer administer what's called the Volhard Puppy Aptitude Test. It's really cool. It's a very thorough test. It's given to puppies, preferably when they're exactly 49 days old. The idea here is we want to evaluate the puppy when their brain is completely developed, but before life experiences change the test results. This test it can be a really good indicator of future behavior. You don't need to do that, but it is a cool step if you want to go through with it. After you've picked the right puppy from the litter, you still have one more important step. Step 5, make sure you leave with just one dog. When you're watching the puppies play and you're seeing your new puppy with his litter mates, you might think, always going to be sad if I bring him home by himself. Maybe I should bring two home. Not only is it hard to train two dogs at once, but there's also a very serious behavioral issue that can arise called littermate syndrome, and I definitely want to help you avoid that. Littermates often they just bond to each other a little bit too tightly, and they don't develop socially the way they should. This often leads to aggression, fear, anxiety issues, and unfortunately, many people end up rehoming one of the dogs. Now, to be clear, littermate syndrome does not come up every time people raise littermates. Sometimes it goes really well, and even if it does come up, it can be remedied. But my suggestion is just don't take the risk. It's also important to note littermate syndrome isn't just in siblings. If you were to get two really young dogs, let's say 8 weeks old, from different breeders at roughly the same time or different rescues, they could still bond too tightly and develop these issues. So if you really want two new dogs, I would say get one puppy now and get another one in 4 or 5 months to kind of prevent that issue from arising. So there you have it, the 5 steps to picking the perfect puppy. First, evaluate what you want out of a dog to make sure you get the right breed. 2, decide if a breeder or a rescue is the right choice for you. 3, figure out if you should get a male or female dog, keeping in mind that opposite sex dogs are generally less likely to fight each other. 4, remember that all dogs are different and you need to pick the right puppy from that particular litter. Ask the breeder or rescue for their recommendation, and consider having a Volhard puppy aptitude test administered. And step 5 is a pretty easy one. Just get one dog. Avoid the chances of littermate syndrome. Don't get multiple puppies within 4 to 5 months of each other. You can prevent a lot of future headaches. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you decide you need more help during the process, don't forget we do offer virtual breed selection consultations and would love to help you out with that. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel so that you're notified when our next video comes out. Thanks a lot and have a great day.